Folks, MTG Joe here. We are continuing exploring decks in post-ban standard, and one deck that was severely hampered by the existence of Teferi Time Raveler was Izzet Phoenix. This deck was probably one of the best decks in standard at a given point in time, and then pretty much got outclassed. The main reason, Teferi shuts off Finale of Promise. So Finale here, Finale here, sorry about that. It is, when you cast this, you get to cast 2 cards from your graveyard, instant or sorcery. So Finale basically turns on Phoenix by itself. But if with Teferi, you couldn't cast those other spells because it wasn't cast at a sorcery speed. The one thing that we might not be able to do that well with the deck, there's a lot more graveyard hate that was printed subsequent to Phoenix being kind of the go-to deck in like Ravnica standard. So what we're trying here, self-mill kind of style. We got some reprints of Cathartic Reunion. So we can mill ourselves with Merfolk Secretkeeper. We have Cathartic Reunion to also throw things into the graveyard with the Phoenix and 1 Beacon Bolt. So we're doing a package of Sprite Dragon, Phoenix, and 3 Stormwing Entity as our threats. And then we just have kind of cheap spells. You have Opt, it Crash Through as 1 mana draw cards. Notably, this is a sorcery, so we can target it with the Finale. We have Shocks, a couple Blitz. Frantic Inventory is good if we mill over as well. So that's something that gets better in the late game. Plus it draws us multiple cards. A lot of times you just draw the 1 and you kind of flood out. That's pretty much it. What I did want to kind of try, and we'll see how it is, instead of Temples, I might play a Trinome instead, just to have this cycle, because I played 1 game just to test really quick, and it kind of flooded out. Even though we're only playing 22 lands, because you're drawing through so many cards in your library, you do tend to kind of get quite a bit. May also want to try stuff like the Royal Scions or 4 mana Teferi. In the sideboard, I got a Tormod's Crypt, some Aether Gust, Negate. Ominous Seas is something I want to try out when they bring in Graveyard Hate, or if they're a deck where our flyers can't really punch through that well. So like a Hydroid Krasis deck, for example. Blitz is just more removal, Dragonfire, Disputes, and Flame Sweeps. So I haven't actually tried this deck out, so let's just take it through, see if we can even play with this deck, if it's still a thing, and then we could potentially take it to the ladder. For those of you who caught the mono black control deck, I'll show you after and I'll post it online. I've been tweaking it to be Rakdos. So still base black, same core package, but with like Kroxa, Bone Crusher Giant, and Bedevil's Mane with 6 mana Chandra. That one's worked out a bit better. Just the flexibility, the removal, also Bone Crusher is really good as in the decks where you, against your opponents where you want to attack in. But we'll test this out, see how it is. I do kind of want to try all the good decks from Ravnica to see if they're still playable. Sure. Phoenix we don't want in the hand. So I want to try out Gates again. I still have most of Gates. Yeah, let's try this. I have like Gates foiled in paper that I hardly got to play. Okay, so this looks like mono black Hateful Eidolon. So it's a bit annoying because we can shock it, but it'll come back and we get to draw the cards. See what they play out here. I think this is a race matchup. They do have lifelink on this. Second Eidolon. Well, that's a hand for the opponent. Okay, Cathartic here is good. So I think we do this. We'll bin these 2. This is what I was saying when we flood. Why I might want the... So I'm holding this for now. I want to see what they play out. I'll take a point of damage here. Indulgent. Kind of don't want to give him the card draw. Alright, that's fine. It gets off a ghost form at least. They get to draw 4 cards here. Or 2. So let's thin out the deck a bit. See if they take the block here. Okay, so we got Finale. And we have Cathartic, so next turn we could get a Phoenix back at least. That's scary. And then we lose another 3 life here, so it's black-white life gain. So I need to do X4 here and get Cathartic and Frantic Inventory. So, sorry, X2. So the question is, do I want to shock the Hateful Eidolon here? It gets it off the battlefield. I think I want the card draw more. So how this works, first in, first last out. So we want to cast Cathartic first. See if we can hit another Phoenix, which we do, and we should win now. That's 14. Alright, got there. The Phoenix still lives. So this matchup, we probably want the Flame Sweeps, we want the Dragon. I think we just go all Doomblade matchup. I don't think we want the Graveyard Hate. The question is, do they bring in Graveyard Hate versus us? I think because we're up a game, we pass on that. So let's shave down a Blitz maybe. Shave down the Beacon Bolt. 3 cards to cut. Trim a Cathartic. Trim a Stormwing on the draw. Maybe we go 21 lands, or I'm only playing 20 lands. Oh, okay. So I'm redrawing a large density of lands here. I think we just trim an Opt here. I'd rather the burn package right now. I feel like we're going to go more value oriented. If you do have any standard decks that have been working out well for you, or historic, do drop a comment. Happy to play out user decks as well, or viewer decks, not user decks. Okay, so didn't hit anything too good there. Ooh, okay, so they did bring in the Crypt. So I'm going to bring in the Ominous Seas. To be honest, they're probably a Luris deck. Next turn, I could probably... I think we go Stormwing Entity because it could set up our draws. If we go untapped land here, I can go Phoenix. This also can play around. Don't mind the opt here. I can do this, get it bigger, and we can start attacking in. And then this also gives me a second creature. Okay, that's fine. At this point, we don't want the land. Shock's great here. And we're just going to continue to race here. I don't have a Phoenix in the yard just yet. Pretty free for them to do this to gain a life. So we'll do this now. I would love a Dragonfire. And again, we're just going to continue to apply pressure on them. We set up our scry here. Sorry if you're hearing the rain in the background. It just became like a tropical storm here. Their priest isn't that good here. So they can pop this, exile my graveyard, and then cast it again. I'm gonna just kill Luris. So we're gonna kill Luris now. So that way they don't get to cast the Eidolon. Go Ghost Form, or just put into exile. I think we just go maximum damage here. So now they're dead to quite a few things. Alright, you got a Demonic Embrace. Alrighty, took him down, took him down. What are we at rank-wise? Plat tier 2. See how this does on the ladder. I'm probably going to be, for standard, at least doing shorter videos and then do more frequent for the time being, just to explore more archetypes. I think we do this. Nice, Hammerfin. Can you flip me your updated list when you get a chance? I'd be interested in trying out some Grixis. Even if you want to post it in the chat here, I can give it a shot after this. So I think we take the 2 here. This looks like mono black control. I'll take a look in between. They probably have Blacklands Paragon here. So this is a matchup where them having a big flyer will probably be problematic. It's actually pretty solid. Frantic Inventory. Oh, we're also just never killing a Regisar. I think we set up our draw here to try to get the Phoenix. Okay, so I could at least get 1 Phoenix next turn. But this is a terrible matchup, and this is part of the reason with Phoenix that it's not the best. We're already down here, and they have spawn. So that gets around our Phoenix. We do have Stormwing here. So I did all that for 3-2, and they paid 3 mana and have Spawn of Mayhem, so I have to block here. Alright, we're dead. So this is probably a matchup. I don't think Phoenix is that great. So I'm going to bring in a couple C's. Let's go Dragonfire, Blitz. Shock's okay. We have a lot of setup here. Also less... these block well. Maybe we just keep 2 Phoenix. Probably trim a couple Cathartic here. Or actually, they kind of turbocharge with Ominous Seas. Trim down a Shock. Probably just cut Finale. Because they have like a 4/4 flyer, which just is worlds bigger than what we're bringing out. Let's see this list. For mono green, you're probably just going to want more like cheap removal. I don't know if you want the Maze Mine Tomes necessarily, but I'd probably play like Heartless Act or something. Yeah, like in my Rakdos version, I'm only playing I'm only playing 1 or 2 copies of Maze Mine for my Rakdos control. Well, we got our best card in the matchup, I think. Ominous Seas. See mono black, get rid of this. Timer right. Okay, so we did bring in the Graveyard Hate. this point, I just want card draw. See, the problem is, like, they're getting a 7/6 on 3. I gotta get rid of both of these, which kind of sucks. Okay, well, it's not the worst. I think we probably want more Ominous Seas in the side. I got an 8/8 now. Turn 3, 8/8. If they get the flying, though, then we're in trouble. Demonic Embrace. Discarded another Timer Rat. That's fine. They use a Grasp here. I have this one ready to pop off anyways. Next turn I can crash through for Stormwing Entity. Actually, I'm going to keep the crash through because it's trample. I think we're good on lands at this point. And then I have the shock just in case they have another effect. I think we're good with both of those actually. I go Perfect Pet, crash through, get the opt, cast all of them. That gives me, hopefully, something I can make big enough as another flying blocker. Okay, they are playing Rankle as well, so that's another reason with the Phoenix not being very good. Okay, they have Shadow Sphere. See if they have another Grasp in hand. Okay, we're in a pretty good spot right now. These are getting going again. See if we hit like another land or something. I will keep a Beacon Bolt. We do potentially want to find like another draw style effect. That's unfortunate because he gets the bolt and it exiles as well. That one was pretty good for them. But this is pretty good for us. Sick. Okay, so they brought in Graveyard Hate. They have things, so I probably want the shock. Cut down on a Phoenix. Maybe we play Finale. Probably want Brazen Borrower in this deck as well. I think we need like some density of threats. Let's cut a Cathartic here. Because this at least like blocks Rankle and stuff as well. Do I want Crypt? That's a good question. Nah, I don't think they're doing enough graveyard based to really warrant it. We'll see if they cut their graveyard hate after this game. So the unfortunate thing is here we don't have a threat. Okay, Shock's a nice draw here. They drop like a smaller creature. Probably take the Frantic Inventory if I was them. Dort. One sec, I'm just gonna let my dog in the room. It's thunderstorming, so she's scared. Come on. Okay. Man, opponent's literally on 3 discard spells removal this game. The nuts. Well, they have the grasp, they have the grasp again. Okay, they got Reggie. Let's do this. Let's do this. They hit us with a lot of discard here. Brought in Cry against us. Like, that's the hand you want to be playing against a tempo deck. Well, point this at their face. We racing now. We're on the wrong side of a 3-turn clock here. Give me a card draw. That is a great draw. I'm going to keep this in hand because I want to discard it to Beacon Bolt. Any creature they play kills them. Any spell. Yep. The most perfect pet. Coming through.